Hello, everybody, and welcome to How Was the Race? This is Miguel coming at you again, and today we have a very unique setup. We have a Hall of Famer over here. We have 314 marathons, I believe it is.
318.
Oh, put some respect on that name.
Yeah.
318 marathons. How many half marathons have you done?
Oh gosh, I have no idea. Over 50, probably over 75, maybe at 100. I have no idea.
Awesome.
No
So,
idea.
so we have Heather coming in at 318 marathons, and then 70. We'll say 75 half marathons
Hmm.
officially. And then we have Brandon coming in. Um, Brandon offers a very unique view in this particular race, which we'll 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 cover that here in a minute. However, Brandon is more on the 10K, 7K, 5K journey, and he's having a great time with that. How many are you? You're above 20 but below 50. Is that correct?
It's around there.
All right, so you're coming in. You're coming in with the. We'll give you the veteran status. We have four status. We have the rookie, which is less than 5. We have the journeyman, which is less than 10, and then we have a via your veteran, which is less than 100. And then once you go above 100, halves and or fulls, then you become a Hall of Famer. Um, and once again, for those a little bit new to the podcast, it's not a disrespect to any distance you've ran. If you've ran 5,000 miles and you've never ran an official race, you're still a rookie, because once you lace up your shoes and put on that bib and it's race day and the clock starts, things are a little bit different. So today we're going to be covering the Heartland Series Day 3 in Indiana. Our featured beer is going to be out of Munster, Indiana, which is just it's in a similar region. Three Floyd's Brewery. Three Floyd's Brewery. We're gonna have a Cocamonga Imperial Double Pastry Stout. Um, it is aged in bourbon barrels. It has coconut and maple syrup. It is a coming in at a nice 15.6% ABV, and the IBUs is a really good 18, nice and low ABUs on that one. So it's a delicious beer. When you go up there to run this unique race, I highly suggest you swing by, try out Three Floyds Brewery. Um, it's nothing. It's beautiful. It's hard to beat that particular brewery. So cheers to that.
Cheers. It is a good choice for sure.
So to start us out, um, well, also, didn't cover what races we have done together. Heather and I have ran together in, oh shucks, Monumental,
Mm-hmm.
Chicago.
Chicago. Yeah.
Have you ran? You've never ran Derby, have you?
I have, but it was a long time ago. A couple
Okay.
times. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I think oddly enough, our schedules just don't, even with your resume that you have, we haven't ran together a lot.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
which was 318. We've probably ran the same races, just different years and things
Mm-hmm.
of that nature.
Yeah.
Uh, Brandon, have you ran the Monumental 5K by chance?
He went on that trip, but I don't think you ran on that one, right?
Where is that?
Indianapolis.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he spectated quite well though.
Hey, we need the we appreciate and we need the spectators. We need that crowd support. Um, so we're coming in. We're going to be talking about the Heartland series now. This bring us in with the Heartland series. That's part of a particular race organization.
Right. So it is definitely a unique race organization. It's called Mainly Marathons, and their specialty, their little kind of, I don't know if you want to call it a gimmick or not, but their thing is that they do series across the nation of typically 7 days of marathons. So this one is called the Heartland Series because it's in the heartland of the United States. And so it starts in Ohio on Saturday. Sunday is Michigan. Monday is Indiana. Tuesday is Illinois. I think it then goes to Wisconsin, Minnesota, somewhere over Iowa, probably,
Probably hits
the
Iowa.
whole heartland. All I know is that the reason that I would have done it, I've actually done it 3 times now, but the reason why is because the one in Indiana, oddly enough, is the closest one to me. It's within an hour. It's on a Monday, so that's a little odd, but it's convenient for a summertime marathon. Like it's only an hour away, and you don't get a lot of that in the summer in the Heartland. So,
Yes, and also for some people, depending on what your job is, it might be a little more difficult for you to get weekends off for one reason or another. So this
right,
gives you an opportunity, especially where it is on the series, to get in a race on that Monday, Tuesday, throughout the weekday.
right. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very unique series and it actually has a really great following. A lot of people do a lot of them. A lot of the people, even at the Heartland one the one day I did, I know a lot of those people because they are definitely heavy hitters and they've run thousands of marathons.
Ooh.
But, they all were asking me, they're like, what other days are you doing? I'm like, no, 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 just one. I'm normal. But
That's odd that in a crowd of that type, that running one or two marathons would be considered the norm, a normal
yeah,
person.
for
Um,
sure.
how
Yeah.
did you, Brandon? How did you hear about this race?
Heather, of course, I had no idea until she did it a year or two ago first, and that was the first time I heard about it. And I was like, oh, that's something cool to do before work. So when I heard about it, I signed up and I did it.
Awesome. Now,
Yeah, that's the beauty of what he did the 5K, so he got to do it before work and was able to still go to work. So that's
Yeah.
great. Yeah. And
oh
there's not
man.
a lot of traffic going into Indiana at that time of day, luckily, or it could have been worse. But
Oh, is that a morning? Is that? I mean, I would assume it's still going to be an 8 a.m. start. However,
oh gosh, no, it's a 6 a.m. start for the normal start, but they offer an early start of 5 a.m. even.
oh
So
my word,
we took the 6 a.m., but there were actually a ton of people that had already started and did the 5 a.m. start. But I guess they just want to, it was hot. July is hot. So
it
they
is.
want to get it over with. And it worked out like even for him, 6 o'clock's kind of great because then he's done by before 6:30 and has an hour back and plenty of time to get back for work.
Yeah,
So
that was pretty neat.
yeah.
I mean, it's okay. So, to those listening, a look behind the curtain. Um, Heather and I were speaking on this, and she was like, "Well, I'm not really sure that we should feature this race because it's very niche. It's very different, and it is. However, as I'm lightly familiar with it, but as I'm learning more and more just already in the few minutes that we've been here, it sounds very intriguing in the sense that, say that you could run a 2 hour half. If you can do that 5 a.m. start, you can run from 5 to 7, drive a half hour, 45 minutes home, take a shower, and be at work at 8:30.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
so
definitely. There are a lot of positives to it. And honestly, this year especially, I noticed that there were kind of a lot of people at it actually. Like for a smaller race, there were probably, I don't know, 50 people or so, maybe more than that.
now is that lined
Um,
up for the full or for all distance?
I would say maybe even for the full, actually, maybe 40, but I don't know. Wouldn't you say there was a decent amount of people?
Oh yeah,
I would think
there.
so. Because it has the 5K, they have a 10K. They actually offer a 50K option too. I don't think that anybody did that. Oh, maybe they did. I
No,
think
they're the people who did that one. I think everyone who did that one did the early.
they did the early start, but yeah, I
Okay.
think so. They offer that every day of the series, and you can do any of those each day. So there's a lot of, you know, that part of it's really cool that you can do any of it. But mhm.
Okay. That's pretty nice. So with this, okay, so with this race, did they use run one of the more common registration sites is Run Sign Up, I believe it is,
Mhm.
or there's a two or three really large common registrations. They use one of the more common sites, or how's the registration process?
Yeah, I believe that's what it was. I'd have to double check, honestly. Kind of forget after 318.
I mean, they do kind of start to meld together, merge together, and you kind of that's one of the things I enjoy when I was running a Pittsburgh Marathon. That's a May race. The Pittsburgh Marathon, they were talking about the hill, the hill, the hill, which don't get me wrong, the hill is nothing to laugh at. However,
Hmm.
I ran the Blue Ridge Mountain Marathon, in which there are three mountains you run up,
Hmm.
and the total elevation for the full elevation gain is 3,700. So
Oh gosh.
one of those mountains is 1,100 feet of gain. So the Pittsburgh, you're like, oh, it's a hill, but it's 300, 200 feet. And so one thing I like is comparing, you take bits and pieces of races you've ran, and you're like, oh, this reminds me of this race, and that reminds me of, you know, whichever.
Yeah. I just double checked and it is active.
Okay.
Active.com. Yeah.
So once
Yeah.
you have an account on active, you log in and all your information's pushed
Right.
over.
Hmm. Yep. It's pretty easy.
Okay. Did you were there any real emails leading up to this race? Was it kind of you've registered, you're on your own? I,
There might have been some. They do have a Facebook group for it, and I've been a member of that for a while, so I got a lot of information from that. I have a tendency to register pretty late, and I think I registered maybe the week before, so I might not be the best one to answer that question. Maybe they do email, I don't know. I don't know. And Brandon registered when I registered, so
Yeah, that
yeah.
was it was very convenient.
Yeah.
okay.
And that's one thing that we would say about that probably is that like we didn't have to do an expo or anything like that because you just drive in race morning and you roll up. Oh yeah, you registered day of
Yeah.
because he made the last minute decision and you could. That's how like low key they are. So that's why there are benefits of this kind of race because like I think like Brandon one day might run a marathon, maybe. But I would recommend for him something like Chicago or something, because that's what I would recommend for like a new marathoner, because you get like the big city feel out of it. But I think this one has a good place for like maybe like a third or fourth marathon or something like, okay, I want something a little lower frill, a little easier. The logistics are definitely way easier. And it's just kind of more of like a homey vibe. They have their aid station. Well, I don't know if you do you get into like the whole course and all of that
Oh yes,
out of it.
we're definitely going to cover the course in this one because
Okay.
it's very unique. So I
Yeah.
was going to ask Brandon about the expo, but it sounds like the expo was him walking up and signing a piece of paper.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that was it.
So so if you forgot something, I mean this doesn't sound, unless you're going to do the series. It doesn't sound like a particular race series that you're going to. Oh, how do I word it? I want to word it carefully, but you wouldn't necessarily travel for this race unless your intention was to most likely do 3, 4, 5 days. Otherwise, you'd
right.
probably be a local and you drive an hour, hour and a half.
Yeah, definitely. I would say that's true.
Okay.
Mhm.
Um, the reason I always say that, there was one race I was going to Salt Lake City, Utah, to run Deseret News Marathon. It's in July, I believe, and I'm on the plane and we're boarding, and I'm sitting there, and I have a sudden realization that I didn't pack any running shorts.
Mm.
Like I went through my head, and I was like, I don't have shorts.
Oh no.
Luckily, it was a Monday race, and we were flying out on Saturday, so I was able to swing by an REI and pick up. Uh, they had some shorts there that fit and everything else. Normally, I always promote local running store. Give a shout out to local running stores. But I got to be honest, there was an REI and I went there and I got they it was what it was. It was easiest to find, locate, and I knew they would have my size. I'm a little bit of a bigger guy, so my sizes aren't always available at running
Mhm.
stores, um, especially with the shorts. But
Yeah.
so wow. So most of my race day morning questions will cover things such as how was he parking? How was traffic? How early did you arrive? Was it crowded? However, with this race, it seems so small and so unique that most of those things, I'd imagine that the parking was just a regular parking lot. Maybe we said 50, so assuming there's 45 cars, I don't know, however many cars. Um, the trailhead might only hold 20 cars. So was there street parking available, or was there ample parking?
Well, there's plenty of parking there. That's one of the great things about it is the parking plenty. I would say there were a lot of extra spots, don't you think?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's tons. And we both got there, I think like I maybe was there 45. We had to drive separately because I did the marathon. So it was like 45 minutes early for me, maybe, and
Yeah,
probably
I got
30.
there maybe 20 minutes before,
You
and it
rolled
was
in 20 minutes.
it was tons of parking. It was great. It was very convenient. It was real good.
Yeah, that's one of the like really big positives. It's really no frills. Like you can roll up, you'll have your car right there the whole time. Like you could go into your car if you want to. I mean, some of these people they bring campers because they're there for a week, so they have their campers right there and like what I don't know what they're doing if they're stopping in them, but they're there, you know. It's
I
really
know.
convenient.
I know if it was me, I'd be putting some ice on my knees between days. That's what I would be doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But um,
So
so
yeah, the pre-race stuff's all very, very, very simple. And like they have like we said, he registered at that day of, and they just have the guys are there. They do the registration. You have to write it out, but they take credit card, and you're just right there ready to go.
okay, that's
So,
yeah, get in there, ready to go. Lace up those shoes, put on that bib, let's rock it.
mm-hmm.
Um, so were there? How were the bathroom situation? Was there plenty of porta potties at the? Yeah, how was the? Because it's at the start, how many porta potties were there? Plenty, little.
I think there were maybe four, right? There's
Yeah,
two on one side, and
yeah. There was at least four. I
I think
remember.
four. Yeah, it was
Okay,
plenty though. Yeah.
for
Hmm.
that size of a group, that sounds adequate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then, now we're going to get the course. Brandon, how let tell me about your 5K course. Tell me how that was.
It was the same as the marathon course. It was great. This was one race. There was a gentleman who was at the start line who did ready, set, go. He ran the first loop. So with me running the 5K, it was a lot of loops. So, well, I didn't run a lot of loops. I ran one loop, but so the guy ran the first loop with you
Yeah.
and he came back. That was pretty cool. That doesn't happen ever, really, at least that I've seen. And then, I was done after my first one and then half another one, but the marathon people they had to do like
12.
12 more.
Yeah.
So it was good. It was a little bit in the forest. You got a little bit of everything, so it was nice.
Didn't you like getting to see me too?
Oh yeah, that was nice. Yeah.
Okay.
I like getting to see you, Brandon.
Yeah, that was nice. That usually doesn't happen. That was really, really good.
That's actually, I mean, I honestly think that's one of the positives about it's a weird positive because a lot of people, especially people who haven't done that kind of marathon, don't really love the idea of loops, but I think that that's one of the positives of it is that you get to see people the whole time because I wouldn't normally get to see him. I'd see him leave and that would be about it. I wouldn't see him coming back. And same thing with me. Like he wouldn't see me.
Yeah.
So, but
Now, was this I as I looked in the past, it was some years ago that I looked at their series and their site and the routes. It looks like mostly it's on rail trails or bike, pathways that
mhm,
are that normally, yeah, we'll just say rail trails or bike trails or whatever. Well, not
yeah.
multi-use trails. Was was it was that what it was on? That was just
Yeah. Well, it's a bike path, yeah. You have a little bit in the beginning where you're in a parking lot kind of area, but then the majority of it is on a bike path. And the good thing about it is it's shaded. So in July in Indiana, that was pretty nice. And it's also very flat. So
okay.
it was a good course, I think. Yeah.
Was there? I know you're only a. I know, it's such a unique race that most of the questions I would ask are are are
Not
not good
not
questions.
pertinent.
Yeah, because normally it's like, okay, so how far away were the aid stations? Well, you're at the starting line
Oh,
every two
oh,
miles.
I can still tell you that. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They're there. There's only one. And that's actually again another maybe I should do more of these races because I this is making me realize it is a pretty good like organization and I like it, but they have kind of more of an ultra setup. I don't know if you've ever done an ultra marathon, but well, you don't know them. They often have food. So they have pickles, they have olives, they have chips, they have sandwiches, they have all this stuff at the aid station. And they
Okay.
have these ladies that are like dedicated to it to where they're just handing out food the whole time. And then that aid station's there every 2 miles. Is that what it is? 2 miles? It was a 2 mile loop,
Yeah.
so it's there, like you're always going back to it. The only possible downside is that if you're trying to go fast, then the aid station could potentially slow you down because you have to kind of, in a lot of cases, I was filling up my own water bottle because there's only a couple ladies there and multiple runners would come back and be there at the same time. And so I'd be filling up my bottle, and that takes a little time. So if you care about time, maybe like that's a downside, but I think it's nice to have that there. You can have your own stuff there too. So people had like their own bottles just labeled, and you can choose to pick it up and come back with it and put it back down or whatever the heck you want, which is again, I think that's a positive compared to a big race. You're not putting your bottles and coming back to them. So unless you're an elite and you got your name on it, but everybody's elite in the Heartland series, apparently.
uh, so there was the interview I did with a friend. I feel so horrible because his name's not coming to mind, and I should remember his name, but if anybody knows me, they know I'm horrible with names. But he spoke of how he left his water bottle by a light pole and went to a porta potty, and when he came out, his water bottle, his hand flask, was gone.
Hmm.
So you spoke of how you don't leave your own water bottle or something like that, and
Yeah.
it made me think of him. Uh,
Yeah.
I will say I did the Carolina Reaper, and it's outside of South Carolina, and it's in South Carolina. It's outside of Greenville, South Carolina, and it's a multi-loop race, and it's held the same day that the Badwater 135 is held. So it's the hottest day of the year. The half marathon starts at 11 in the morning, 11 almost noon, and that day it got up to 103 or 101.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, I loved it. Well, I wanted that. I wanted the uniqueness.
yeah.
But my girlfriend, she stood in a particular spot, and it was kind of a three-leaf clover, and you did one leaf, and then I came back, I saw her, and I grabbed my water bottle from her. I did the second leaf, and I gave her my water bottle, and she would take it back to my cooler and put it in my ice pack in my cooler on ice. And then I did the third leaf, and you had 40 minutes or 45 minutes per lap, and I forget what the distance was per lap, but it was 8 laps was a half marathon or 7 or whatever it was. So it sounds similar that
Hmm.
if you had somebody who was and that is where we appreciate our spectators and we appreciate
Hmm.
those who support us
Yeah.
because she was with that water bottle and she saw how I was going through it and she knew I probably wasn't speaking the most respectful to her. Not that I was calling her out of her name, just I was speaking frank and curt and not like I normally would.
Hmm.
But then again, you're running a half marathon in 100 freaking degrees.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Can
that,
imagine.
but that does sound like a nice aid station, a nice
Oh
format.
yeah, they do a great job with it. I think they call it something too. I don't know what it is, like Looney Kitchen or something, but
Mm.
I think they pride themselves on that. So it's a big part of it. It's really good. And then afterwards, you get the snacks from there too. So
Ooh, we love some
it's
snacks.
yeah. Yep.
So
Yeah.
once again, most of my questions are different for this race. Uh,
Hmm.
the finish, how? Okay, so Brandon, when you finished, you came through, you did your 5. Okay, you did 1.5 laps, so you're a mile away from the finish line when you finished. Yes. Well, you're a mile
Uh,
away from where you started
no, so
in
it's a
part.
No,
loop.
it's the same. It's the same start and finish.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you
So
did one out and back, and then a little
a
halfway.
shorter, yeah.
About a little shorter than half. Yeah.
Okay. So how was your finish experience coming in with the with your distance?
Oh, it was pretty much the same as usual. You do get to ring a little bell at the end. But besides that, it was the same. Like I said, I liked it because you start in kind of like a parking lot area, and then it's like the sun is out. There's not a lot of trees and stuff, but then you go into this like forest area where it's like a path. So it's like you get a little bit of both, and it's like right when you come out of the path, you got like half a mile to either a finish or turn around for another loop. So the finish experience was pretty much the same as usual.
There's just no clock, right? I
Oh
don't think
yeah,
there was no
there's
clock.
no clock.
Yeah.
There's no chip in your bib. There's no
There's no
chip time.
announcer
Yeah.
or anything like that. But so what he's talking about with the bell is that's their thing is they have a bell that at the end of anybody's race, any of them, you're supposed to ring the bell. And when they do that, that's when they register your time. Like the guys are sitting right by it, so they'll listen for you to ring your bell. And hopefully I think they get it right. But it's definitely not chip time, no.
So if you're going for a BQ, this would not be your race.
It wouldn't be, you wouldn't think, I don't even know if it's a BQ race, but that was
I don't.
something that was interesting to me this year is that one of the people that was in the early start was this girl that looked like she was flying. And I was like, what the heck? Who is this girl? She ended up running a 3:17, and apparently it was her first marathon. I
What?
don't know who, yeah, I was shocked by that.
Oh my
Wearing
gosh.
pink.
Yes, the girl wearing
Yeah.
pink. It was, and so that would be a BQ time for sure, without a doubt. But I actually think that course might not be BQ certified. So I don't know that. I don't know.
I mean,
But she would look good. I mean, she'll get a BQ somewhere else, right? Like she looked really good.
if she ran, if she ran a 3:17 on that course in July, and that's in Portage, Indiana, by the way, about
Hmm.
it's Northwest Indiana between Chicago and South Bend. If
Hmm.
she's running that in July, um,
I
I
don't think
mean,
she cares that it's not a BQ course. I mean, maybe again, it might be, but I don't think it is.
I mean, she could come to Monumental and she would fly
Hmm.
in Monumental, and that is a BQ course, by the way.
Yeah.
Or heck, with which I know I brought it up, but also she probably qualified for New York, which is 5 minutes faster normally.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm not worried about her. I was just a little envious watching her all morning. Well, not all morning. She was way done before I was done.
I don't want to talk about how far I would not be when by the time she's done.
Yeah. And she did
I
the early start. I was like, who's this person? What?
She had to be at work at 9:30, man. She got jobs to
She had to
finish.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Oh
Uh-huh.
gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, this sounds like how was the medal for the race?
Well, their metal's actually really good. It's unique too. We got the same one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the same medal, so that's kind of cool. I get a little annoyed when he gets the same medal or the same shirt. Like he has marathon shirts and it says in the bottom 5K. It's still the same, right? You don't
Yep.
mind, do you?
Well, I don't mind it.
But anyways, they have a really good ribbon that's like it has all the states I think on it. And then at
Okay.
the bottom it has something that indicates the
No, it doesn't
series.
have all the state. There's a medal, and then there's another piece that says what state it was.
Right, that's the metal part of it, but I think up here I think they also have it, don't they? Or no?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
I don't know either, but they're really nice. They're good quality. And the thing that he's talking about is like at the bottom, there's one metal that indicates the series, and then you get to attach your state that you got at the bottom. And
Okay.
so then when you do, if you did all seven, it would dingle down and all seven states would be attached.
Awesome.
So you don't like, you don't get all seven. You only get one if you do the one that we did, but
So you
you
get
could
like
potentially,
so you get
and you
like
don't, yeah, you don't get a new like medal every time. You just get a new state if you did each additional state, if
okay.
that makes sense. Yeah.
It does make sense. It's
Hmm.
just it's it's so different than
Hmm.
what most people expect. Um,
Definitely.
I will say, because I looked at this race series some years ago, and I was looking at, I believe it's called the Appalachian Series or
Hmm. Hmm.
Appalachian Series, and it was Bluefield, West Virginia, and Bluefield, Virginia, which Bluefield, West Virginia, and Bluefield, Virginia are separated by a line.
Hmm.
So it's not
Makes it
10 minutes
easy.
apart or 12 minutes apart. It is,
Uh-huh.
it's touching,
Yeah,
and it's 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 nice because you can knock for those who are going for the 50 states or for those who have different work schedules or different life demands. It's nice
definitely.
that you can knock out a Tuesday or a Thursday or whatever day of the week, and if you want to do a 5K, just knock out the 5K and get an official 5K. If you want to knock out a half or a full or an ultra, which I have, I I will never say this to my ultra friends. I'll say it to my ultra friends tongue in cheek. I've ran one ultra, and it was a Tulsa Route 66 marathon, half marathon, and ultra marathon. And
You
the
went to the center of the universe. That doesn't count. No, no. I've done
anything
that.
anything longer than the marathon,
Okay.
it's 2 blocks over, and it's 2 blocks back, and in the middle there's this sonic. My vocabulary is not the best on this one, but it's an area where you can like whisper. It's an echo chamber, I guess, or something. You can whisper, and you can hear yourself off the. There's a couple of benches in a circle. That's the center of the universe. Then you go over, and they have Jello shots and beer mimosas and mimosas and all types of. If you want alcohol, they have it, and that's the one ultra I did do. But I will not say to my ultra friends that I've done an ultra, but I will say to my marathon friends I've ran an ultra.
There you go. I
Yes,
I agree. It's sort of an ultra.
it's. But
Yeah.
yes. So okay, so you've ran this race in the past, correct?
Yes, this is my third time. Hmm.
Brandon, how many times have you ran this race?
That was my first time.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, we're not going to ask Heather because we already know the answer. Brandon, would you run this race again?
Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
Hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think if Illinois was closer, we would consider doing that. But that's the goofy part is that Indiana is only an hour away, and the Illinois one's on the border, so like the west border. So
Ooh,
it's like 2 hours away, and it's a Tuesday. But like you were saying, where they're sometimes on the state line, like that's how they make this very convenient for people, is that like Illinois is on Tuesday on part of the river on the border of Iowa. And then on the other side of the river, they go and they do Iowa on Wednesday. So you can be very, very convenient and get two states at this like same time, basically.
okay.
So they're very smart about that. I mean, obviously they had to move from Indiana to Illinois from Monday to Tuesday, and it's only 2 hours though. It's not like they go crazy with it. All of them
Yeah,
are pretty close. Yeah.
that's real. And they have. I'm sorry. Go ahead. It sounded like Brandon was about to say something.
Oh no, no.
No, no.
Oh, they have the Appalachian series. They have the mid Heartland series. They have the Four Corners series, and then they have a few others. So
Gosh, yeah, they have a lot. They have one in Alaska too, which I think just gives you Alaska, but it's still that's actually going on pretty soon. Yeah, August 5th through August 8th. Oh, that's right now
oh.
in Juneau. Yeah. And then they have the Northwest, they have the center of the nation, then the Southwest, New England, Independence, Prairie, Riverboat, which Riverboat includes Illinois too, but it's more south. It goes into like Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Missouri. You already talked about the Appalachian, which is Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, and West Virginia. And then they also actually have one in Hawaii too, the Aloha. So that obviously doesn't get you other states, but they're there for a couple days in Hawaii also. So
Okay.
yeah, they have a lot of options there, but that's obviously a 50 state draw.
Yes.
So
And see, that's, I mean, by all means, everybody, whatever your goal is, whatever your reason for running, um, I'll be honest, the reason I started this 50 state series is I had done Indianapolis Monumental half, and then I did a brewery afterwards. And then I went to Louisville and I did a half, and I did a brewery afterwards. And I went back to Indianapolis because I wanted to see if I could go faster than last year, which I didn't train, so I didn't. But I went to a brewery afterwards, and I was like, my thing is obviously beer, and I said it would be nice if I could go around and visit breweries across the United States, with the reason for traveling being marathons and half marathons, because a lot of marathons and half marathons, depending on how they're designed, they or laid out, they are a very good foot tour of the city. However, as I've gone through, I've realized that even like this race series here, where you're a mile out, mile back, mile out, mile back, continue on until you're done. Um, there's other aspects of the race, and there's other aspects of the area that you can enjoy. So if your thing is not breweries and it's not hanging out and making best friends in 5 minutes and everything else, if you just want to knock out a state, knock out another state, knock out another state, by all means, run your own race.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Me personally, um, I made best friends with this woman in Biloxi, Mississippi, and uh, me and her were talking, and I told her I was from Indiana, and she told me about her son and her son's fiance and Amanda Bushnell. Do you know Amanda Bushnell? I said, the Bushnells? She said, yes. No. But we
That's
were
that.
there. We just became besties with everybody in that brewery, and but that's my personality, and that's just what I do. I ended up pulling my back, so I couldn't run that marathon. I actually pulled my back the day before the marathon at the hotel, so I waved bye bye to $50 for the it's a Biloxi marathon. It's in Biloxi area. It's at the NASA Space Research area. I don't know
Hmm.
the name of it. I'm not going to look it up. I can't review it because I didn't run it. But I still enjoyed the city, and I still enjoyed the town. But there's other people I know that when they travel, they eat at McDonald's or Panera Bread or Chipotle or whatever chain restaurant they choose, and then they pack up their things and they go home, but they still enjoyed their experience.
Mm-hmm.
So don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say with this race, like it is different than normal for us for sure. Like because it was an in and out, like it's local to us, you know. So it's a little bit different, but on our trips and everything and all the different states we've gone to, it's definitely more of that where we getting to see the city and go in places and things like that. But and I'm sure, I mean, I've been to Three Floyds because again, that's local for me. But I mean, I don't know what else I would do there on a Monday morning. I came home and had some Portillos and I really enjoyed it. Like that, that's
Oh
what
my
I'm
God.
doing on a local race.
My
Like,
stomach is growling already.
oh yeah, it was very good.
Oh my gosh.
Nice
Oh,
reward.
there's a brewery just north of I think yes, just north of Three Floyds. There's a brewery. No, 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 no. A barbecue restaurant. I think it's called Pops. Is that ringing a bell?
Have you heard of that?
Oh no, Pops, where is it?
In Indiana, near Three Floyds. It's probably near your mom. I don't know.
No, okay.
Yeah, I've never heard of it, but
Doc's.
Doc.
Doc's Smokehouse in Dyer,
All right. Well, we might
which
need to look that up when we go there.
I've went there after my last two monumentals and one or two of my 13 ones, Chicago 13 one. No, not my monumentals, my Chicago
Chicago.
Fulls,
Yeah.
and then my 13 ones. Um, and I went to Doc's Smokehouse in Dyer, and they have the largest selection of three. I have seen things on kegs there that I've never seen anywhere else on kegs.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know if they know somebody. I don't know if they're partnered up. I have no idea whatsoever.
I
Um,
have to look that up.
it is. I've enjoyed it. Um,
Yeah.
I enjoyed every time. I get the Trolls by Three Floyds Brewery. It's coming in at like a 12.5, maybe a 13
Mm.
ABV, and it's probably like a 20 or 15 IBU. That's just off the top of the head. But anyhow,
Wow.
sorry.
Oh.
We're a few episodes in on this podcast, but I think people are quickly learning that it's partly formatted and it's partly stream of consciousness.
Yeah. I gotcha. It's all figuring it out, right?
Yes. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
we want to welcome everybody in. We want to,
Hmm.
and we the community of because Heather is a pacer as well,
Hmm.
and I met her while I think I met her. No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. She paced me for the 2019 Chicago Marathon for the first 14 or so miles,
Is
and
that
she was
right?
the you were the four you were the 4:30 pacer, and I was going to stick with you, and then I was going to try to leave you after about 15, but I got a rock in my shoe, and I stopped to take the rock out of my shoe, and then from there I could never reconnect.
Oh man. It all that happens, huh? And now you're pacing Chicago too.
Yes,
It all came full circle.
it really has.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so how did you all celebrate after running this very unique day of the week and everything else? How did you celebrate? Did you just go to work? What did you do, Brandon?
I just went to work, and then didn't I meet you at Portillo's
I think you
afterward?
might have met me at Portillo's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when she was done, I met her at Portillo's, and yeah, that,
Yeah.
that was pretty much it. Yeah.
He was there when he finished. He like waited for me to finish my whatever lap I was on and said goodbye before he then went to
Oh
work.
yeah, I pulled around, and there's a nice area where that blocks the streets and the runners and parking because you go through, and I just parked there, wait for her to come by, and said bye. I'll see you later. And a
Yeah.
couple hours later,
I was back. So
few hours later, yeah.
a few, yeah. He
Oh
was hard at
gosh.
work. I was hard at work too, right?
Yep.
And
So
then we had our Portillos. I think you left
Portillo's.
work early too, maybe. I don't know.
If
Mm.
anybody, I think you could probably Google chocolate cake shake.
Yeah, I
If you
I actually had one of those recently, and I actually still have half of it in the freezer. It's good and
oh
all, but I prefer the we both prefer the chocolate eclair actually for the dessert.
mm,
I love the chocolate cake on its own. The shake is fine. It's a little weird because there's chunks of the cake in it,
yes,
but the chocolate eclair is the best dessert they have there. Wouldn't you
the
say?
Oh yeah, it's real good.
Hmm.
the chocolate cake shake. There's a comedian. I'm trying to recall his name, and he has a whole routine about going to Portillo's and getting the chocolate cake shake, and it's just hilarious.
I'll have to look that up.
It's um, Gabrielle Iglesias.
Oh, he's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
yeah, we
Yeah,
like him. Yeah,
so look that up.
definitely.
I've had that. They had a lemon cake shake once.
Good.
Chicago.
Oh,
It, if you live near there, you can choose whether or not to do it. But if you live in Texas and you don't have a Portillo's nearby, order both. Worst case scenario, you throw away, I don't know, $7, $8 or
mhm,
six. I don't know how much a shake is up there. But like, worst case scenario, you throw away $8 or $7 because you didn't like it. But if it's not something that's always readily available, you've already flown up there, you've done this, that, the other. So
mhm.
two questions I always ask. Well,
Right.
a few questions, a few closing questions unrelated to this particular race. What shoes do you run in?
Oh gosh. Um, well, so that's a complicated question. I used to run in Brooks Ghost for a very long time. And more recently, I've changed to where my everyday running shoe are usually a Nike of some kind, the ones that I get from the Chicago Marathon, whatever the heck the Pegasus, I think. I don't know. So that's the everyday, but then my racing shoes, I like to do the Saucony Pros usually. Or the Nike. I would prefer the Nike Alpha Flies, but they're a little bit on the pricey side, and the Saucony Pros are a little less pricey. So I've been trying to do those more recently. But I have gotten a little like particular in my higher marathon older age here, and I do prefer any of the ones that have the carbon plate for marathoning in particular because they actually, I think they make my feet feel way better during it. They might not actually be the magic shoe and make me faster, but they make my feet feel better. So for marathoning, I prefer carbon plates. But like for every day, like I said, I've just been doing Nikes lately. Um, what do you, Brandon, you do Sauconys, right?
Yeah, I'd like to run in the Sauconys. That's
Yeah.
I wear them. I run in them.
What model is it? The Saucony Glide or something? Or
Not, it's like the
oh yeah, Omni.
yeah,
Yeah,
Omni
yeah.
21 or something.
Guess we're Saucony snobs now. I don't know.
Well, the one thing I'm trying to get, because I'm sure you've gotten this a lot, Heather. Um, when you get to the start line, or even at the pacer at the expo, and there's a pacer booth, maybe people come up to you. Well, what shoes do you run in? What shoes do you run in? And it's like I feel a, a certain way about it, but I always say I run in the shoes that fit my feet.
Hmm.
So you run in Nike. I have ran, I don't know, 3 to 5 thousand miles roughly, something like that. I've ran 3 total miles in Nikes.
Hmm.
And by mile 1.5, I knew I would never run those shoes again.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would say is that that's why I started by saying it's a complicated question because that's not like Everybody's going to answer that question differently, and you should research it, and you should try out whatever shoes. Like, you're going to know what works for you, and it's not the same for everybody. That's
It's
for
not.
sure. No way.
And then
And it changes, unfortunately, because Brooks was my thing for a long time, and it changed. So, got to move on, you know?
yeah. And then
Mhm.
I started out with the Garmin Vivo Fit, I believe it was. And then that only had a 10-hour battery life unless I used a heart rate monitor. Then it brought down to 6. So then I switched to the Garmin Phoenix 6X. And then I switched to the Garmin 965 Forerunner 965. And the reason for the Phoenix to the 965 mostly was because I like the colors. The the 965 has like 5,000 or 5,600 colors or something like that, whereas the 6X only has 64 colors.
Mhm.
So when I go to use the map feature or even the everyday wear, the Phoenix is just more basic, whereas the 965, the map was much more vivid. It was much more deep. It looked more detailed or whatever. But
Mm.
surprise,
Which
surprise, I ran no faster with the 965 than I did the 6X.
mm.
Who knew? What do you run with?
I'm old. I need to replace it actually. It's the 235. It
Oh, oh.
it has like moments for sure. I don't know.
And then
Compared to like other people that will run with me in my running group and everything, mine is always way slower and not generous, and it doesn't know how to deal with trees, and it needs to be replaced. It's time. But it it serves my purpose, but there is no colors and maps and things. You're getting a little fancy there. I don't know.
yes, but you are still faster than me. I have access to maps, but you're faster than I am.
Well, for now, yeah.
And then Brandon, what are you rocking?
Brandon's rocking the wrist, right?
Oh yeah, just a cell phone. That's all.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I
He occasionally borrows my watch. He did today, actually, and gave me a quicker mile there.
mean, but
Uh-huh.
Yeah, not in races or anything. Just
No.
like if I'm, recreation, just, maybe training recreation to see how fast I can run, to just check my heart rate and stuff like that. I might use hers from time to time, but like just in a regular, race or event, I just my cell phone. That's all I got.
Yeah.
and see that's the thing. And right now, he was speaking about how long his 5K was. His 5K time is faster than my 5K time. So he's rocking out his phone. I'm rocking out a multi-$100 watch, and it does not help me go any faster. So for y'all listening, if you're thinking about what do I need to do to get started, um, I would say a good pair of shoes, um, and a water bottle, and that's what you
Mhm.
need to get out the door. Once you
Yeah.
get out the door, once you log a few miles or whatever, whatever, make everything else happen. But running has been an event for humans for however long. Um, don't think that you have to have a three, five, $800 watch. Don't think that you have to have the Nike Vaporfly, the Adidas. I don't even know the name. Like, don't think that you need all the best stuff available because I don't have the best stuff available. She doesn't have the best stuff available. He doesn't have the best stuff available. But we're all out here doing it.
Hmm.
So I just want you all to join us one day and lace up and put on that bib and join us out here for a 5K or a half or a full. Um, maybe you'll get lucky and catch Heather at her 400th or something like that.
Yeah, right. One of these
Well,
days.
yeah, you'll get 320, 325. We'll go with 325 because we don't want people to wait. I'm not going to say it's going to take you more than a year to get to 400, but It most
Oh
likely will
gosh.
take.
Yeah, it will.
Hey, Ken Fadiman, 62 marathons in a 62nd year
No,
on this
thank you.
earth. Hopefully, I get to have him on an episode here soon. That guy's very inspirational. You've paced with him, correct?
Wait, who?
Ken
Ken Fatman? He's doing what? He's doing that many right now? I thought
No,
he
no,
was injured.
no. Back when he turned 62 during COVID,
Oh.
he ran 62 marathons.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like,
N-
Ken. Yeah.
Now
Oh.
he's I don't know if he's doing marathons yet. I don't know.
Mm.
I know
I
he's doing
think
halves.
he's doing halves, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a great guy. He's fantastic. Yeah.
he really
Yeah.
is, and a good wealth
Yeah.
of knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So him and I paced together at Bass Pro Shops Marathon in 2021 or 2020.
I don't know if he did this with you in that marathon, but I'm going to mention it because I stole it from him. So sorry, Ken. But I don't even think I was pacing. I was just running a marathon and I heard that he was doing an alphabet game during the marathon. So like each mile he did a different like type of food for the letter that you were on. So like A is mile 1, B is 2 because there's 26 letters in the alphabet. So I stole that from him though, and I use it on occasion. And I recently paced the Colorado Marathon, and it was on Cinco de Mayo or near it. It was maybe, I think it was May the 4th, but it was close to it. So I had all my people doing Mexican or Hispanic food or alcohol. Alcohol made it very easy. But the whole time we had a theme and we did the alphabet. And I learned that from Ken. So. There you go. But it makes the miles go by fabulously because
It,
it makes you think. And each mile we would have to remember what we said for every other mile,
yes,
if
I
that
remember
makes sense.
we did the marine life because we were doing the Bass Pro Shops Marathon.
Mm.
Conservation was the Bass Pro. Either way, it gets confusing because it's a really long name. But there's an aquarium there at the Bass Pro Shops in Springfield, and he named off well, he didn't, but we would name off the fish that you would see at an aquarium.
Oh gosh.
So
That's-
angelfish, beta fish, and then for mile 5, it was the A for angel, B for beta, chi for or C, not chi, but
Yeah,
and you would recap all the letters for each
yeah,
mile.
exactly.
And
It's a good strategy for sure.
yes.
Yeah.
So anything in closing you would like to mention? Anything you? Yeah.
I mean, I think I already kind of said my main thoughts on it is that it is more of a niche race and that not a lot of people know about them or necessarily want to do that, especially for first timers. But I was wrong. There was a 317 girl there that ran her first marathon. So there are a lot of positives for them too. And I think especially for frequent marathoners, there's tons of positives. Like if you want to get all the states, do any of those mainly marathons. They're very easy to get there. They're like they've set it up perfectly for you. Oh, one thing I don't think we mentioned during it that Brandon probably didn't do it quite as much as I did, but each lap they give you you go to a table and you put a rubber band on your wrist so that you keep track of your laps. So by the end of it, you have 12 rubber bands on your wrist, and that's like you're kind of tracking yourself for what you do. I mean, they also have cameras on the course, so nobody's like hopefully cutting it or anything like that, and there's no chip time or anything, but that's just kind of a unique thing with them. But anyway, so in closing, I think, it's a great company, a great race. I would love to do more of them in different states at some point. And that's it. Do you have anything, Brandon?
Oh no, that's I think you covered it all. That's it. I would do it again. That's pretty much it.
Awesome. Well, I just want to remind everybody. I just want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to thank Brandon and Heather for being here with us. And I just want to remind everybody to run the race you're in, and forward is a pace.